just came into town. Here's the big advertisement for Walled Rug. Kind of cute, animated. We stopped at the service station for gas.
Need a sign in South Dakota.
Dean complained
Gas is
about the gas
$1.30.
price.
Terrible. I should climb on the dinosaur. Huh?
It says, do not climb on the dinosaur.
That's why I want to climb on it.
Okay, there it is. Dad said we had to take some pictures before we were done with this vacation and nothing was taken. Signing off.
Grandpa doesn't like squirrels either.
Who doesn't?
Grandpa.
No.
Oh, I don't mind the squirrels.
Squirrel watcher.
This was a little one. I saw it across the deck. You got the old one?
Backyard.
You watch it. You see it? Where's she at?
The dog was up there.
Grandma Johnson and my plump and pretty wife, Sherry. Her gorgeous, plump and pretty sister.
I couldn't help it. I can't help it. We're all sitting here waiting for Grandpa, hoping he gets here.
Is a good shot of her.
What?
Oh, he's got,
Thought I'd get a
he's got
close
20
up.
minutes. He's got all half a day.
For him, he doesn't have to take baths.
I wave like this.
He'll
Rudy
just
will
change
be-
clothes, right?
Wash his face, take a shower.
Well, he got, I think 60 minutes. About his,
Yeah.
about his car collection. What was it they were driving?
A Citroen?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
real old two-seater.
We had one here and
See,
Ed
we
traded
got
it
made
off.
from
I was
off.
so mad at him I could have killed him.
Oh yeah, for
The
that
one that-
Studebaker.
For a birthday present. Early. Real early.
With the even board picture.
What?
Yeah,
What?
he trades that Citroen for
I don't know,
Studebaker and something else, wasn't it?
Either that or he traded two things
Come here.
for that Studebaker. I don't know.
Yeah, the Mustang.
Biggest dog.
I didn't want to lose that either.
Oh yeah,
But
that
that
Mustang
Citroen,
was
you
good.
know, you could, if you got in the snow, deep snow, you had a thing in there button, you pushed it, lifted the whole thing up.
Brandy's little pad. Brandy.
They cut that one way back. This one was just
Looking
one.
like a leaf, dude. Look at you.
Whose house is this?
Was Grandpa and Grandma Breckenridge's house, but it was white back then. And that tin shed was where he kept all his watermelons.
Oh, they did. Put a garage door in that big old tin shed, didn't they?
That's Grandpa Breckenridge's motorcycle.
No.
Look how nice it is.
Dick?
This is Bridal Veil Falls.
Yeehaw.
I used to do a lot of climbing right up there on those little rocks. Thought I was big stuff. It's not flowing too well.
Much bigger stuff now.
Ain't much there, is it?
No. Yeah, that was my place to climb. On our way to Latch Tree Inn. As Dean speeds around the corners.
You walk.
17 miles.
Here we are.
We don't have to be there till 6:30, so we got 10 minutes.
We want to be there before 6:30.
Yeah, I know, but then that means now we don't have to be there. We're probably the first one there.
Why
Huh?
they open it up at o'clock.
Oh, it's open all the time, isn't it, Randy?
Yeah, 7, 8 in the morning? It's 8 in the morning.
Better slow her down when we get to the corner up here, not this one, but the next one. Well, that's where we turn in.
7 or 8. 7 or 8 in the morning till like 9 at night, 8 or 9 at night.
Where they catch fresh fish right out of the creek and serve it to you?
No, they don't catch anything. They go up here to this stock dam up the canyon here a ways. And
Go for it, Dean. Here we are, latch string in. No. You gotta talk to it to make it interesting. The view out the backside of Latch String Inn. When I was a little girl, this place was a tiny little log cabin tucked in among the trees. We're going to my birthday supper.
Grandma, Grandma, Grandma. Inside Latch String Inn.
They aren't all here yet, but they will be.
Oh, she's great. I think so.
And there was nothing quite like it anywhere else in the Black Hills. Soon after the railroad was finished down the canyon, fishing became an added attraction.
Where do you want me to sit?
He just woke up.
Let's see.
Let's just get it over with.
We gotta have them add another. We gotta get another. Well,
Hi.
you sick?
Oh no, there's food.
One more check.
Oh, I just know the right person will come along.
I buy them, I usually know exactly who I want them. Oh, I know who it is.
And your mom.
Jeremiah?
Yeah, we did. We couldn't find it. Well,
Yeah. They put apartments in there last year.
with the old Starlight.
Wow, you're on camera.
That was about 48. Yes.
Oh boy. nice shot of my nose.
Yeah, good side view there.
What's your name?
What?
What was that?
I don't finish him. I don't think he's not coming over either. I think he keeps it.
Well, you can go down. 32.
Roper's cemetery, and Roper's nursery on Oak Street.
Yeah. That's it.
See that picture, Rob, there right behind you? They open the eyes and she sees you.
Sure. $8.95 and then all the drinks.
Okay. Okay. You'll let me divide
Charlie,
it.
Bill.
I'll let you divide it on it. Need a pen?
Jeremiah,
Nope. Okay.
Justin,
How about down here?
Grandpa.
Anything else?
No.
Huh?
No, I haven't.
Go back to the kitchen.
Hey, Dean,
Yeah.
down with the camera.
Down? Latch String Inn.
Yeah, Latch String. Savoy, South Dakota.
Savoy? Where do you see Savoy?
No.
He doesn't have the engines in the back.
I don't know.
Friday morning, Grandpa and Grandma's house.
See you on night.
Good morning.
Yeah, same to you.
She sees Deb putting on her socks and shoes and knows she's gonna hear.
Oh, she's got her toy.
This is the culvert where Sherry and her little friends went.
My little friend.
Yeah, her little friends went swimming.
Don't see. Look at all those culverts you just go on an air to. It's so neat.
That looks inviting.
Absolute hog heaven. Working with sheep again. I mean, it's like a dream come true for him. So.
He's working his tail off and coming out here lambing in his spare time to entertain himself.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's his first love.
That's the secret of being a sheep man. You gotta just love to work your tail out and go broke.
Yeah.
I don't know what
yeah.
necessarily that order or not, but
It's the same with farming, because you're never going to make any money.
Debbie does, evidently.
What are you up to?
Pretty good size.
When we were littler, they had a son that came in
What did she do with the sheep? She's probably scared of them.
She was standing outside the bum thing. Come up to the fence. Yep. There you go. There you go. Sound like you're full of fluid.
Hey, guys. Cool it.
What's up?
What am I doing today?
We're on top of the hill overlooking the sheep ranch. This is how dry it gets. Sometimes trees just shrivel up and die. Looking for still life pictures. All right. This is our caravan truck and our guide. Learn how to drive tractor, and this is, I think this is the one. B. John Deere.
What we got here?
Oh, beaver.
Oh, they're grown.
Badgers.
That's a long time ago. I bet a dead don't lie.
And I went to put that sign up. I said, let's not get anybody's hopes up.
I saw you in the pictures of the wedding.
We had the wedding video.
No, I wasn't there.
How you doing, Larry?
Hi, how are you?
We went down and bought poster paper and made turn here.
You were too late for us, but that's all right. There were some signs and we followed those other signs. You came up.
Oh, there's that Dean taking pictures again.
But they're here.
Oh, he's still taking pictures. Oh, didn't know you had us on film there that time. We thought we... How are you? Thought we... I have to get all of this on tape. There's Marilyn, Shelley, Sherry. We're filming them because they brought cookies. And there's Dean helping them. And Dean is close at hand. Such a helpful man. Dean's going, now, where's that cookie basket?
We brought our child with us.
How's his room?
Her name's Greta.
What would that look like with it all?
That's Lonnie and Grandpa Ed and Grandma Jean. Elmer. No. Emil. Marilyn.
Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to take you a while to get used to this high altitude.
There's Karen Lee. Haven't seen her for years. This is so fun. And Wilma.
We just got in on the plane.
Ethel and Aunt Delpha, my favorite aunt. And Debbie. Yes, yes.
The guy needs to get the camera and have it in their hand all the time, but I hate carrying stuff around.
There's my mudger. There's the back end of my mudger.
Get the back view, please.
You're here. If you're here at the Johnson family reunion.
Every picture just looks like happy. Yeah. They are happy.
What takes place tomorrow with her? We don't know. You said with Mel. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Don't have to wait 8 years. Just you don't have to wait 8 years.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Got a lot of people.
No, but what's the test picture?
I drove.
Funny part of it is they don't stay there very long.
Let's see. They should be here pretty soon. They left at 1, 2, 3.
Wouldn't know what to do with it then.
They should be here.
What I wear.
I should have you take my camera too.
Okay. I learned from experience you have to let this sit a while, otherwise it's like a flash in the pan.
Okay, right?
Here we were standing like this the whole snow.
Okay, here we go. Give me the apron.
I have had
Got out there, then we had to, of course, Dad didn't want
not so much for what, well, I've had to get in there and cook breakfast. Evening meal seems to be the worst.
No fall in the shower.
What is this? Do you know?
What?
What is this?
Did I give you away?
Good to see you too. Hi, Debbie. I looked at that sign out on the road and I says, yeah, it's gotta be a Johnson to come this far for cheap entertainment. I looked at the odometer, it says 1,300 miles for cheap entertainment. You bet.
Myron Johnson.
Glad to meet you. I think I met you once before, but I sure as heck wouldn't have noticed. I was pretty small, eh? Yeah. Good to see you too.
Barely, you know.
Yeah. Right. Doggone.
Oh, this is great.
This is great. Hello, Michael. You're about the size we were last time we saw each other.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. 30
Yeah.
years. Oh, this is my husband, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Hi.
Glad to meet you.
This is Raymond.
And my husband's over there behind that camera, Dean.
This one here?
Yeah, Dean.
He introduced himself to me, and I won't.
How do you fit in? You look short.
Anyway, I got my tribes in here.
Oh, are they?
Tammy and Tim and Gloria.
Oh.
My youngest.
Yeah, I've got my camera.
Wait, that guy with the camera.
Get away from that guy.
Myron Johnson. Anyway, I guess we don't. I didn't meet all my cousins that I was supposed to.
Oh, yeah? I don't know. I haven't met many of your cousins.
And your name's Zach?
Yeah, I'm Merle's grandson.
Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I appreciate hearing from you once in a while. You never hear from me though, because I haven't been on Christmas cards for 7 years. I always get them all run off and everything, but boy, this school. So one year I did them in July. So I used to be the first one to come up. And that worked pretty good. They were ready to go. And good thinking, because I thought,
Melanie Lehman.
I'm Cheryl Dick. My husband isn't here, David Dick, who belongs to Wilma and Jack Dick, who belongs to Merle. Dick. I do many things. I'm besides the engineer. I do tax preparation, customer training, bookkeeping, stained glass. Many things.
Cheryl, say a little bit about your day and how many kids you have.
What?
Yeah, say about that.
How many what? I have 2 kids?
No, your reunion that you did.
Oh, my reunion. It was my family reunion on my side, and most of you can't pick it up, but my dad is Chinese, and so our reunion was like Chinatown, and my dad, she wants to tell how many kids. He came from a family of 18 kids, and there's 4, I think 4 that have passed on, but other than that, there's like 40-some cousins that I have, and trying to get everybody together for group pictures and things, that was just really fun. But no, anyway, it was really fun, and it's good to get together with families either side, whatever, and get to talk about old times. And you see people you haven't seen in years and how they've changed and what direction they've gone. So,
I'm Dean over there. I belong to Ed and Jean Johnson. We live in Lincoln, Nebraska. I have 2 children, Aaron, who's 20 and living in Fort Worth, Texas, and Stephen, who's just turned what? 23? 23? Feel like an old woman. And he's living in Milton Freewater, Oregon, and they couldn't be here with us. Let's see, we live in Lincoln, Nebraska. I think I said that I'm an interior designer, and just about every all of us Johnson girls are all really artsy, craftsy. You name it, we've done it. If you name it, we haven't done it, we'll try it. We just like to do stuff like that. So the interior design just kind of really fell into what I like to do. So that's that. Starting to builders. And we have 4 kids here. Come but being here. And retired teacher. And I enjoy it. Turn around. Turn around.
I don't know what I do for a living, I suppose he. I'm kind of past that age where you work. And I've got the same amount of kids as my wife's got.
I'm the oldest daughter of Merle Johnson over Gray. And I have 4 children.
Melanie will be who she is. I'm a teacher, and I teach Chapter 1. I work with children who have learning problems. They're not learning disabled. They just don't fit into the structured classroom perhaps, or I work with K through 6. Try to get them on board. I live in Delbush. My husband is Terry either, and we have the
Jim Hoffman, son of Mary Johnson Hoffman. And we live in Washington State, Yakima, where Gloria and I manage a retirement home. And that's about it. I have one daughter that's here and back, and everybody's talking about Tammy, her husband Tim, and a daughter and her husband couldn't make it, Tracy. And they live in Walla Walla, Washington. Well, actually, College Place, Washington. And we're in Walla Walla, Washington. Tracy is a computer person, works with computers for a company that makes programs for schools, and her husband is a printer and works at a print shop. I'll let Tammy tell you what she's doing when we get back in her. She's here.
Right off there. Mary, trying to keep it in line. And we're related to Mary.
I'm the daughter of Jean and Edwin Johnson, and I'm a nurse. We live in Dayton, Nevada. Remember that state? We just moved there about a year ago. And we stay real busy. We like to go four-wheel driving. We don't have any children. This is our only kid, this dog.
Oh, speak up so they can hear you.
I'm Jean Johnson, wife of Ed. How about that? We have 4 children. He'll tell you all about that. Because he's the Johnson part.
Third daughter of Ed and Jean.
Third child.
Where's the other one?
Thought you had one there. For those of you who don't know where Dayton, Nevada is, nobody else does either unless you live there. It's about 30 miles south and a little bit to the east of Reno, just outside of Carson City, where I work. I'm a nursing home administrator for a company there. Just moved out there, and definitely keeps me in mind.
Oldest child of Willard and Mamie Johnson. And I have 3 children. My oldest son is 26. He lives in Rochester, New York. And my middle child, Kurt, is out in California, out near San Francisco working. And Christy, my youngest, just got married, and she's living in Long Beach. None of my children could be here. They send their best wishes that they could not be here. I live in Lincoln, Nebraska, near Dean and Sherry, and I'm a florist.
The only time I get my picture taken is when I take it of myself. Everybody take a picture, okay? I'm married to the #1 daughter, it is Dean. Dean Fondrick, by the way. And they live in Lincoln, Nebraska. I guess she'll show you that.
He's a German from North
And I'm a German from North Dakota. One of those pure Germans. High grade Germans. All the ones that do the rate to let you feel sorry for it. Yeah. Please feel sorry for me this weekend.
Okay, next row, Sherry. I'm Sherry Johnson. I'm daughter of Marilyn Johnson. I live in Nashville.
I'm Charles Johnson. And I live in.
I'm Don Hassenthal. I'm married to Charlotte Johnson, daughter of Marilyn. I'm a nurse. I live in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm a pediatric cardiology program in Cincinnati.
I'm Charlotte Johnson Hassenthal, old driver here. And I'm an attorney administrator for hospital management and
got 3 girls. But I'm not sure where the other girl is. We'll find her though. And I'm the youngest son or kid of the Bill Johnsons. It's their picture thing up there all over the world. And I haven't found my place in life yet, so I can't tell you what to do.
You mean I get a turn too?
Yes.
Lock them up there where you can see me a little bit. Now that's that I want you to know about that.
You want your picture taken too?
Yeah, instead of having a picture taken too, I guess. What I want to say is I want to ask how many here don't know me? Raise your hand. Well, then I do have to say something. Well, I'm the middle one as far as age is concerned of the Johnson boys, the 3 Musketeers we used to call us, I guess. Anyway, we came from Hamburg, Pennsylvania, so we did go a couple miles to get here. We have 2 children. They both live in Orlando, Florida. They both work at the hospital. Karen and Lonnie is the name of the person most of us know who they are. They're out here right at the moment. Pick up the airport. I've worked at Kumam for, well, since 61 when I retired, 12 years ago. Still work part-time. Work pretty hard at home.
Doing what?
It's a pleasure to be here. And it's nice to see all the faces that we haven't seen for years. And we're happy to be here. Visit. My wife sits back there in the back row, and Florence Hurley, she'd like to come up here.
Oh, and Delpha.
And her name is Delpha.
I'm just one of the outlaws. Yes.
Get your picture taken? Delpha?
No,
no,
not this.
Well, I'm Sue Johnson Elvertoft. I'm the baby of Willard and Amy. I live in Reno, Nevada. My accent's coming out again. I'm a pharmacy technician at the hospital. I've been down there for 4 years. Okay. My friend is in the back.
I'm Myron Johnson. I'm the youngest son of Willard and Amy Johnson. I'm in Fair Lake, Wisconsin. Yeah, there's only one of us that stayed there, I guess. My wife Ann is here too, and we have 4 children. We have 3 girls, a girl, boy, and 2 other girls. I think you know what I work at the Pixel Corporation. We make corn and bean harvesters for fresh market. I don't want to get that good enough for now. Any other questions? Meet the rest of you later.
I'm Rosemary Ager, and I'm a daughter of Merle Johnson Olberg. And I have 6 children. 5 of them are here in the building all at this time, but they're around here somewhere. My oldest son could make it. And I do anything that pays money. Almost. Almost.
Careful how you talk. Some of us are from Nevada.
And the South as well.
I have all kinds of memories, and I thought Marilyn would have the same ones I did. And when I said, "Do you remember this?" she doesn't remember. So I thought we'd be telling all the same stories, but I know that's not going to be true because something that really impressed me is not going to, probably didn't make an impression on you. And since I'm standing up here already and shooting my mouth off, I'm going to tell one of the stories that I remember the best about being at Grandpa and Grandma's house. We went out there quite a bit because we lived in town. We were lucky enough to live in town where Grandpa and Grandma were. And Grandma was a real cut-up. I don't know if a lot of the cousins knew that, but she was a very funny lady. When you got her laughing, she had so much fun. And the time I remember the most fun is Marilyn and I went up to Grandma's house to stay overnight. I don't know how we got the privilege of doing that, but it's the one time we remember we got to go up there and stay overnight. And Grandma was the Dorcas lady forever. I mean, she got all the clothes and she sorted them at her house, and so she had all these clothes and things at her house. And the night that we went up to stay, I don't know if Marilyn remembers it, the night we went up to stay, we went through all the Dorcas boxes and we found the most wonderful two pairs of long john underwear for men, the kind you crawl into and button up the front. And we put those on, and Grandma thought it was such a hoot that she started playing the piano. And she was playing, the one song I remember was Scotland's Burning, and we were singing around and dancing in the living room. And Grandma was trying to sit and watch TV. And the cousins who remember Grandpa, he didn't put up with us very well. And he couldn't stand it that Marilyn and I were dancing in front of the TV. He was trying to watch television, and I'll never forget him getting up out of the sofa, going, and stomping out of the house, and you know where he went. He went to his little garage. He had a cot in the garage, and whenever he was mad at somebody or didn't want to talk to somebody, that's where he went. We didn't care. We had so much fun. Grandma laughed, and we sang songs and played the piano until well into the night. And that's one of my favorite memories of Grandma. So if you think of something that...
My dad had, he knew how to use the whip on us, baby straps and whatever he did. He didn't want, Mary and I were pretty close to 2 years apart. He didn't want us to play on any straw stacks that were pretty new. But we had an old straw stack over by the machine shed that was getting pretty old. It had kind of valleys in it, where the water run. It rotted down quite a ways. We could play on that one. Him and his mother, I guess, had gone to town, and Caroline and Mary got out on Macy, I think the horse's name was. We're going to ride him up to the top of the straw stack. Well, we went up this valley. We did pretty good till we got up there 7 or 8 feet, and all once the horse went through the bottom. She was down there, and man, she was snorting. We thought she was going to die right now. Carol, I think when we got off, I guess we could get off from her, all right, but we run somewhere and got a bunch of pitchforks and dug her, putting her out, and we got about halfway out. She made one stork and one where she went. Got out of there, but then we had to throw all their straw back in and kind of try and level it out, so nobody know what happened to the lake straw stack. Dad come home, and I guess he asked Carol what happened to that straw stack, and I think he told him that Mary and Ed were playing over there, so he rough over there. McGuffin, mother's mother, was John, I guess, was dead, and anyway, she married this fellow by the name of Howler. What was his first name, Carol? David? David Howler. Well, somewhere or other, I don't know how come I got to ride to town with him. He had an old Model T. He didn't like North Dakota at all. They'd come from back east someplace, and they were going to go out to the West Coast. He takes this old Model T, I think it's about a 1925 maybe. We went to Scranton for something.
And on the way home, he had a flat tire at that month. Of course, he was kind of cussing North Dakota. He said all it was there was wind and dust from the fence post. You get out to change this tire, and all at once he sneezed and blowed his false teeth out on the ground. And they did cuss. That's about all I can remember about it. Well, I remember a little more about him, but that was enough.
Ready to burst out. As a little girl, I went and stayed with Grandma in Spearfish. She lived up in Upper Valley. And I was about 5. And I was supposed to stay there while my folks moved to Hardin, Montana. And so Mary was quite an aunt. At the time, I thought it was really neat to use her. And they'd let her take the car once in a while into town. But she was supposed to, do all the right things. Well, she didn't. Believe me, we just ripped and tore, but I wasn't supposed to tell anything that went on. And then we pick up these girlfriends, talk with boyfriends. So one day she and the girlfriend were asked if they could take the car and if they could take me along. They thought I was kind of cute then. I had little curls and all that. And Grandma was kind of put out with her because she was there. I can remember Grandma. Her hair was kind of falling down. She always wore a bun. She had one of those aprons on, and she was just scrubbing. And they used to spit fire at each other. And they started saying something to each other. And Grandma reached over to the stove and took the egg basket, and she threw it at Mary, and it hit me, and I was all dressed up and ready to go to town. And here I was standing in eggs.
With Grandpa Johnson fishing one time. I suppose I was around 16 years old, maybe not that old, maybe 15 or 16. Folks were renting a house down there called Castonaways, people I think that owned it. And we went to Redwater fishing, and there was a little place that kind of stuck out, grass with it. It was in the spring, and the waters had washed the dirt out from it. Of course, I didn't know that. And I jumped out on this place where I usually fish, and before I knew I was underwater in my neck. And Grandpa, he got excited, said we needed to go home, get clothes changed. Then he got more excited because he just got him a car that was new to him, a 56 Plymouth, and he didn't want my new Levi's and staining the seat. So he said he would send me home in the trunk. So rode back to Spearfish. We got to the house, and my mother was in the kitchen. She got excited kind of easy, and I come in like a wet rat, walked in, and she started waving her hands and stuff. And Grandpa says, "Judas Priest, leave him alone. He didn't do nothing wrong, he just fell in the water." And I was probably one of the luckiest, I feel, one of the luckiest of the grandchildren in my age group, because I fished, and I had a lot of time with Grandpa Johnson. And we stopped at the old A&W on the street, I don't know the name of the street that runs past where the Piggly Wiggly was and everything in Spearfish. We stopped at A&W many times and had a root beer coming or going from fishing. And so I have a lot of sweet memories of both grandmas.
I'm back here this evening, and I spotted this bell sitting back there, and I thought, where did that come from? I can tell you the history of it because Lord can tell you a little bit of some of the background. But when I was about 4 or 5 years old, they decided that they were going to have a school. My oldest sister, Merle, had not been to school yet. She was 8 years old. There was no school. So they all got together and decided that they would put things together and start a school. So about a little over a mile from where we lived, they started this school. And everybody had to donate things to help, with books or whatever. And Dad donated this bell, which was his mother's bell. Now, how far back it went, I don't know. But I know it belonged to Grandma Johnson. It was their dinner bell they used. And when they came out to the Dakotas, to Homestead, they brought it with them. Now, they were from Ohio. And Dad donated, not really donated, but loaned this to the school for them to use. And they used it all the time we were at the Little Wilson School, which is down by Groseals. And then he decided to consolidate 3 schools, and this was brought in. Well, a number of years ago, before my sister Mary and Merle were still living, we drove up and went around the country, and we drove to where our old school was, and we found some books that had our names in them, as his. I found one, Merle found one. I don't know how many we did find and took with us. And then we thought, I wonder if we could get that bell. So we went, knocked down what used to be the teachers, and the men that were building the dam were there, and they came out and they showed us the bell because we asked about it, but they would not give it to us. So Ray Lutz told us, he was chairman of the school board, that we could have it, but it disappeared. We never did see it. Then a number of years ago, when I was up bowling one time, here I spotted this bell in the nursing home, and it was under the name of Pitsley's Bell Collection, and he used to be one of our teachers, and so I thought, well, I know that's Dad's bell. I would like to know the value of it. It's solid brass, and of course the clanger on it is not the original one. They have something there on it, but anyway, I see that Willard finally succeeded in getting it so it is in the family now. We had decided while we were there just to leave it at the nursing home because we all wanted it, but we wanted to know, that it was in the family. But this bell was one of the very first ones that they started the school with, and they carried it on into the Wilson Consolidated School. And how long they have had it there, I don't know, but I know that after the school closed and they started the dam, that was when we tried to get it. So I was glad to see it. When I looked back at the table and saw this bell, I was very happy to see that it was brought back into the family. I know I could tell you many, many stories, but any questions you'd like to ask, I'll be glad to help you. I happen to know that I am the oldest one in the family that's here.
Kids, when we were young, when Dad was gone, boy, we had a ball. And to manage that thing, we'd get in the car and head for town, brother, we had to tie them down, we filled them all around sugar and chocolate, and he candy, and boy, did we fill them on candy. But we made sure the dishes were all washed, everything was cleaned up when they got home. No candy then. Remember one time, Dad was going on a hurry with that, and he just disappeared somewhere, on Sabbath, so the evening, and Mother was playing the piano, having the ball. I was dancing with the dog, and Carol, were you dancing by the sheep?
Was it a hop waltz or what was a slow?
Yeah, she was really playing a good fast one, way along my life. We were just going around and on until my dad walked in. I want to tell you, I felt like 2 cents.
The show was over right now, wasn't it?
The show is over right now, he said.
Yeah, let's get stopped right now, folks. Broke the reel.
And we didn't think much of the horse.
She was so skinny.
Dad,
She was so lousy, she was skinny.
Yeah, Dad got her at a horse shop from a horse shop. I remember, it seems to me like we paid $12 for it, and that was $11.95 too much. First of all, he got us the Macy to put on the buggy and drive her to school. You remember how every time we hooked up the buggy, one last time knocked over, the minute you let go, you'd rear up and away she'd go.
Yeah, I tell you, every time I met a Model T coming on the road, you better have a hold of her head.
Anyway, the story I wanted to tell, Mary isn't here to appreciate the story, but she wanted me to teach her how to ride horse. So I thought Old Macy's a pretty good one to practice with. I remember, if you ever wanted anything to happen to get Macy in gear, you had to have a stick and you kept pounding her in the rump. We finally got Macy out in the yard, and no saddle or anything, we just bareback. And we had a barn door that was about the height of the horse's back. And the barn happened to be open, but we got out in the yard, and I told Mary to sit up in front, and I sit back. I get the horse going, and I said, make sure you don't let her head for that barn door. Well, it was an unpredictable horse, and what she could do with it. Just got a little speed up, and she had the barn door. I know, what in the believe she was moving pretty good, and she didn't slow down much when she got to the barn. I don't know what I was going to do with myself. I put my hands up like this and just slid me right off the rock. I landed on my feet, believe it or not. There's other stories we can tell about that old horse, but maybe we better let her rest.
You better tell about the buggy ride we had that tipped the thing over.
That's
What?
for sure.
You tell about the buggy ride that Edmund and I were in when we tipped the thing over.
Yeah, tell
Well,
them.
you was in that, I wasn't.
Yeah, but you did choose the cause of it. Go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about it, not a whole lot. We had a buggy with a pair of fills on it. You know what fills are? Anyone here know what fills are? But it has two bolts that hook into the side of the axle.
Yeah, there's the collar to the horse up there in the back. That's Macy's collar.
Anyway, the front wheels turn like on a bolster. And one morning on the way to school, one of those bolts broke, and they were wasn't even a half-inch bolt, it was about a 5/16 bolt. I didn't know what to do about fixing it, so I was down by one of the neighbors, and I went over to his fence and saw a piece of wire sticking out of the barbed wire, and there's 2 strands in barbed wire. I twisted that around until I got it broken off, and I put that through where that bolt's supposed to be. I figured that maybe when we got home, we could find the bolt and fix it right. The next day, I got a call from one of the neighbors in the press, and they wanted me to come and take care of the grain in the grain bins, keep from away from the spot, and put it in the grain bin.
That girl still?
I don't know if it was that day or whether it was a day or so later that they were coming home with this Macy and this buggy. I don't remember who all was in the buggy. Edwin was one, and Eddie Lutz was one, and Ethel was another one.
Mary.
And there wasn't much in that old buggy that would hold you in either if anything happened wrong. And that piece of wire broke. But the buggy started going like this, you know, how it would sway a little bit. The horse got up a little speed, and there was what we call a cattle pass that we had to go over, and they were right by this cattle pass, and this cattle pass was high enough so that the cattle would go from one pasture to the other, and they'd walk right through it underneath. Well, anyway, that buggy got to swaying so bad that it tipped over. And I guess it was a couple riding on the back, and they managed to be thrown off. Eddie Lewis was one of them.
Mary jumped off the back.
The buggy landed on him, at least that's what he said. I told me, and he said that's the starting of the back. That's just one of the other.
Apple and the seat went over the fence.
Then Mother comes over the hill with the car, her old Model A.
Model T.
Yes, well, we had an old Model T for it.
Wheels going like this, you know. And the kids are under made her so
How come Mother come along?
Chase that horse all the way over.
Anyway,
Mother couldn't drive a Model A. You could have got all
well,
wrong
wasn't a
there.
Model A, it was a Model T.
She was a Model T.
She was a Model T driver.
Anyway, she chased that old Macy home just as fast as she could make that car
Chased her
run.
all the way home.
She hoped that that horse wouldn't turn into our yard. She wanted to go right by, but it turned right in.
Oh, yeah, next.
I can't remember any just stories, but I'll tell you, I can remember Grandma's was like this. Nice and what can happen? Never smiled. I never remember Grandma smiling ever.
Oh, he gets laughing sometimes.
Yeah, but I don't remember it. I've heard that he just laughed.
Remember one time, he was a piece of paper, and guy kept scratching there and scratching, and then the guy just, hey, Mister, why don't you run out the open and get his full head? Why don't you run out the open and catch him? My daddy laughed.
You go on the floor. You go on the floor. When Raymond and Grandpa get together and Clarence, and they'd all be rolling on the floor laughing.
I can remember Grandpa laughing a lot.
I can see you too, but I don't remember much of that. I just remember him looking at you like, what are you doing in my house? Don't be too noisy and those kind of things. And Grandma, she didn't care. We just kind of throw the apartment. She spent a lot of time playing the piano and singing at Grandma's house. I spent a lot of time with Grandma. What we did, I don't remember. Played a lot of cards. We played cards. She liked birds and flowers. I read a lot of books at Grandma's house. All the night books. And all the books, I have some of them now, but I read all those books at Grandma's house. That's probably where I learned a lot to read. I always wanted to read like Grandma. One thing I remember
quick and those funny papers went behind the couch and heard her, because if she walked in and you were reading funny papers, you heard her. I can remember, funny papers went over the couch and we just pretended like nothing happened, touched it up, and they come out. Of course, Edwin was the youngest in our family. And we didn't get fruit very often. Some in the wintertime, apples, we'd get lots of the apples, but in the summertime we'd buy Alberta peaches to can. And they had brought some home, I think, for canning, and had them down in our basement. And I suppose that the order was given, nobody was supposed to eat any, unless they were served or so forth. I don't know just what. But anyway, Edwin came upstairs from the basement. He had a old straw hat on. And it was standing up kind of high in his head. It wasn't where it should be. It should be down farther in his head. And he was perspiring. It looked like he was perspiring. Something was running down his face all over. And I thought, what in the world is wrong with you, Edwin? He said, you said you were crying. I was sweating. Oh, yeah, he said he's sweating. And all of a sudden I touched the top of his head and the hat wouldn't go down. So I pulled it up and out rolled the peach. Oh, he decided that he's going to have a peach, but he'd sneak it out this way. I don't know if he ever got one any other way or not.
Mary and I, it seemed like we always got a lot of trouble. But we had it upstairs in the house upstairs, and Mother wanted one day she wanted a sack of flour, and we had the pantry on both ends of the house. They'd buy the flour, I don't know how many sacks of flour and sugar enough for the winter. And she sent Mary and I upstairs to bring down a sack of flour. I got two stories to tell you about that. Anyway, we started down the steps and Mary was on the front and I was on the back, and all at once I lost the hold of mine. Down went Mary's sack of flour and everything at the bottom of the steps. I got away up to that. But then we were sick upstairs, and we had with his old chambers, old pots underneath the bed, you know, and I don't know how long we'd been sick, but that thing was clear full. I mean, it was up to the top. Mother told Mary, you empty that pot, you get it downstairs and empty it. Of course, Mary was pretty good at casting a buck, and Edwin, Mother wants you to do this. Well, I'm going to do it if I can do it. Mother wants you to empty that pot. So I never thought nothing. I went and got the pot, and it was so full that I got it between my legs on the handle here. I was going the pot. Till I got to the top step, and I lost it. Got downstairs and sent me out to the woodpile to get a stick. He said, bring the stick about that long. So I run right out to the woodpile and got a stick, and I got a blister.
Like some of the things us kids did, you know, like he had his own special things. One of his favorite things was his hammock. He had a hammock out by the apple tree, and we boys, Evan's boy Randy and my brother Bill and I would get in that hammock, and we'd get swinging, and Grandpa Johnson would come out there, and you guys get out of that hammock. He just told us that one day, and we got out of there, and he left, and once you know, we jumped back, and the thing broke. Well, Grandpa didn't catch us, because he come out, we was all hiding up in the apple tree.
I did spend quite a bit of time there, Travis, and I just thought it was like heaven. We came from North Dakota, so that's probably why. But while we were there, you know, the grass was green and it rolled around there, and they had a vegetable and fruit garden. And if you go this way, it was apple trees. You go this way, there's raspberries and strawberries, and there were gooseberries. And out on the front porch, there's a big grape arbor. And in the morning, I would get up and get cereal, and Grandma would say, well, you want to get some fruit. And they had cream from the cows. And so I'd go out and I'd say, well, what should I have? Gooseberries, raspberries, strawberries, you know, it was all there. I mean, in North Dakota, it wasn't there. And then the grandpa and the boys were always, Carol and Evan were there at the time. And they were always so busy working those fruit. And then they milked. And I remember they'd bring those, you know, back when they had milk in glass bottles, and they'd put it in the irrigation ditch. The Spearfish water is very cold, so that would cool it all down, and then they'd go off and deliver it. Now, this is from a 5-year-old memory, that's so somebody thinks maybe a little different, Carol. And then they had that hammock, and I loved to go in the hammock, and they had a rope to another tree so you could keep yourself going. You know. So this was just a pretty neat place for a little girl to be. They didn't have a bathroom or anything, but they had rigged up a shower. And it was out from behind the barn a little bit, or behind the garage. And so it was Friday, and we were getting ready for Sabbath, and Grandma got me all fixed up, and I'd go out to take that shower, and the sun had warmed it up. And about that time, Edwin was in talking to Grandma, and I came up with a towel, and they were looking straight at me, and being 5 years old, I was terribly embarrassed to be caught stark naked. And I dashed back in fast. Some of those things were, Grandma was so busy with Dorcas, and she would take me along. Of course, I had to learn this. Ethel knows them all. But I had to learn that I'm a little snowflake, and she dressed me all up like a little white snowflake, and I'd say in front of the Dorcas, and I don't know what it is, but Ethel knows. And then we used to sing these songs. Well, I think Ethel was the one that taught me, not Grandma, but maybe Grandma did. But it was Plain Day, Come Out and Play With Me, and Bring Your Dollies Free, and all that. I don't know what that is either. But I just feel, when I look back, I just feel so fortunate to have all these memories and the good times that I had with them. Now, Grandma was a spirited lady. She laughed a lot, but boy, she had an Irish temper too. And some of you said that you see Grandpa, you know, you remember him kind of looking out of the glasses. I do remember him being, you know, laughing and so forth. But when I look back and I start reading these things about Grandpa, he wrote every single day. He was sick, and I got started reading the other day, and I started to feel this man and the things that he did. Now, it's kind of amazing that when you have your first child, you're writing, and you say all of a sudden, baby girl born, and then nothing else is said after that. The day's falling. Pretty soon I got to where Carol was born, and I knew the date, so I was looking for that particular one. And it says, been raining several days, baby boy born. Still raining. Right. And so then you wonder about this man who went through nurse's training and graduated, and what made him decide to go to North Dakota? And you look back there and you see the house he lived in, what made him decide to go? And I really had a lot of questions about this. I wondered why if anyone can answer it, why wasn't any of Grandma's relatives there?
They followed him out.
What?
They followed him out.
Oh, no, I mean at the wedding, okay?
Oh.
I know you all have some pictures of Grandpa. His handwriting was so beautiful, and I have a letter, and I'll try just to spot it, but I wanted to share it with you. This is when he was writing to his sweetheart, Hilda. And I understand at first he's quite a ladies' man. He had a kind of hard time getting her interested. But it's not always easy to read. The writing is beautiful, but I'll put this on, it'll help. And it's beautifully written. Miss Hilda B. McGuffin. My darling Hilda, your good letter came last night, and dearest, I was so glad to get it. It made me feel good. But you say you don't know how your letter made me feel. Honey, what did I say that made you feel bad? Dearest, I couldn't cause you to feel bad for anything, not in this world. I must have forgotten myself in some way. But honey, you will understand all someday, and then you'll understand and see all things in a different light. No, honey, I wasn't disappointed this time, for I wasn't looking for your letter until tomorrow. Today, this is a Tuesday, and your letter came Monday evening. Yes, dearest, I know you are busy, but do the best you can. Honey, I can't tell you how much I love you. Words are not in my command. If I didn't want to hear a reply, I wouldn't care whether you wrote once a week or once a month. But honey, if I don't hear from you just such a time, I get uneasy. And can you blame me? I know you can't, for I would rather read your letters than eat a meal. Now that's Grandpa Johnson. Well, I guess, yes. Then he goes on and talks about some of her patients. Well, honey, you say the dream made. I skip that one, okay? I suppose you wish the last part was. Well, it would be if you were here tonight, for I think I have an extra
purpose for such an occasion, and could do the squeezing act to a finish tonight. Oh, see.
I wish I would, it was pretty discreet. I wish I would have drawn, okay, some of it's a little hard to read. I wanted to read some more of it here. Yes, I wish I could go along with you, but I cannot now, no later. But I'm glad you are working for the Master of be of good cheer, honey dearest. Don't get discouraged. Trust in Jesus. He is our friend in every time of need and will guide us safely through every difficulty. Yes, dearest, I made my last delivery yesterday and say it was good driving. I nearly froze, but I'm through now and I'm going to take it easy now. He delivered onions. As you say, I'll have to get some new clothes if I keep on filling out. I haven't put on winter underwear yet. And when I do, I put it on, I'll probably be pretty near done if in a close winter. But I don't think that I'll give much more. I'll gain much more. I'm about to where I should be now. Oh, it's interesting. Received a letter from, I'll skip that. Well, I'll just kind of go to the last here. I hope that these few lines will find you well and as happy as a lark. I'll bet I could hear you warble if I was there, near enough. Ha ha. I'm well and of good courage. Goodbye, honey, darling. And then these kisses. Just keep yourself well. And these kisses are for you, which will be enough for now. Bye-bye, sweetheart. Yours without a struggle, Willie. Okay, but anyway, there's several now. I start with my darling Hilda, and I just thought you should know.
So, and the nature of my work was knocking doors, selling. And I was putting in peepers, door viewers for people. And I got to talking to a lady, and she got saying she was from North Dakota. I said, my grandparents homesteaded in North Dakota. And she said, where? And I said, Bowman. And she said, where? And I said, Bowman, North Dakota. She said, well, that's where we were from. We were southeast of Bowman. And I said, well, it was Gilda and Wilda Johnson. Gilda and Will Johnson. And she said, Gilda Johnson? She delivered my first baby 60 years ago. So Grandma being a midwife up there in North Dakota, I came across the lady, and she had some Adventist books on the shelf. It's kind of interesting. I said, well, you were a Seventh-day Adventist. She said, oh, no, not them. But I have become one since. And it's just kind of interesting. It shows how small the world is. You come across someone, and I asked how many of you that she remembered. She said, well, I remember Willard pretty good. What was her name? I can't remember it now, but it was a lady that would be in...
Oh. Hey, I do know she would give us a book every Christmas. I still have those books that Grandma would give us for Christmas. I still have some little doll movies that she knit. I think she knit us all some. But when I was in Bowman years ago, 1976, I moved to Bowman, North Dakota. And a couple of years later, I started a little gift shop there. One day, this lady came in and she was writing out a check. I looked at the check and it was Hilda Johnson. I said, that was my grandmother's name. And she looked at me and she said, are you Willard's daughter then? And I said, yes. She says, well, I have to tell you, your grandma delivered me. And she said, my parents didn't know what to name me. And so Grandma said, well, Hilda's a good name. So anyway, they named her Hilda. And then she got married. She married a Johnson, so her name was Hilda Johnson. So I thought that was really nice.
She was Lia's granddaughter. And of course, she was our flower girl when we got married. A real cute little girl. She only was 3 years old. But about a year later, we came back, and of course, we're always spending like $1 million. She's all dressed up real cute, and we decided to take her with us to the hills. And of course, we were coming back to my folks that night in the summer. Now, the way I taught her some little poems. She was supposed to learn one that said, Mary had a little skirt. It was so nice and airy, it never showed a bit of dirt, but it surely did show Mary. She learned it pretty well. When she got there, she said, Mary had a little skirt. It was so nice and airy. It didn't show dirt a bit, but Mary sure showed.
Grandmother she was such an unusual lady. I mean, nothing daunted her. I remember one time, well, when we went to her house to stay overnight or went to visit her, I remember Grandma's bloomers. Now, Grandma was a big woman, but I remember her bloomers. They were silk, wonderful silk, with elastic in the top, but they were like boxer shorts that are so popular now. Big pink ones. I'll never forget this. But one day, Marilyn and I and Grandma and probably Merle were downtown on Main Street shopping. And us younger girls were walking behind the older women walking down the street going to go to a store. And I'll never forget looking up, and Grandma's walking along, and all of a sudden her underwear falls down around her ankles. And she kind of stepped forward and it almost tripped her, and she looked down, she saw those underpants, she picked them up, stuck them in her coat, and headed down the street. I will never forget that. That's just the kind of lady she was. Picked them up, stuck them in her coat.
Sioux Falls, South Dakota for a while, and they were making the trip back and forth. I don't know which way they were going. They stopped at a cafe, and Grandma was, I think we were bringing Grandma back to Spearfish. She'd been with us for a while. And my folks came out of the cafe, and they were both complaining about how strong the coffee was. Grandma, she'd stopped to use the little room, so she didn't hear them. She came out, she says, I never seen such weak coffee in all my life. You know, she had that pot on the back of the stove, and you had to throw a little in when it cooked for the day.
And donuts when you go to our house.
You
Those
bet.
were so hard. And I didn't bring the donut bowls, but I did bake some cookies, and I know it's got old sour cream, that she had in it, but they aren't like Grandma's. But anyway, they're back there, and you can keep helping yourself because there's more underneath. But all the girls always say, well, we gotta have, she always had those cookies. Some of them were getting pretty hard.
You just need the dough before she put it in there. Get into that dough before she fry it.
How about the crackers you had the candy from years back?
Well, now Marilyn brought some candy from that, but yeah.
I don't know.
We'll think of more through the weekend.
Breakfast is at 8, and people are on the list about fixed breakfast at 7.
had, snow bigger than that.
Rosie. Rosie. Very good.
If we had a big rain there, 10.5 inches there, about going to raise the lake with 5 feet. 10 inches of rain there.
You should
You don't want your egg?
Get her drop. Remember that?
You just went to that long, not long ago.
If I have to, I will sleep.
I hate it. How come everybody has to take pictures and people are eating?
How do I know it's going? Oh, it says record.
You gotta hit the red button.
But it says REC, so it's going, right?
No.
Record.
When it says record, it's recording.
Why did I ask you that twice and you kept telling me you gotta hit the red button?
Oh, no, I have to
He's confused.
You're
It's German. What can we say?
careful now, so am I.
Did you see that red button, Hannah?
It's going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Boy, it's not tough to get along with as my wife.
Can I eat now?
No.
I think they were when I dished them up.
I'm gonna follow Dean around here.
This is too weird. We'll find
Be a little bright.
There's gotta be other people out here still eating. Oh yeah.
Girl.
Sarah, if you want a picture, take it.
Well, that make a good.
Oh, no, it's Sherry. Debbie, where's Debbie? Yes, yes. Debbie, I don't know where she's at.
Debbie bought the dish. That's about the way I bought the rabbit. Gail bought a brand new diesel. She had 4 days. And she wanted to stop the rabbit. You're running with people sitting on the pole box.
We're all here. It's so fun.
She raked the side. When I put air in, so I had 45
Real long lost cousin.
Well, we still got
It's so nice to meet you.
doesn't take a drop.
Have you heard stories? Is that funny?
But the body, the side that they worked on, the body.
Yes, we've had 25 different years.
You didn't.
It's
You didn't use an awful lot of putty. No, I bought all new stuff. I bought the post, and I bought the rocker panel all the way through. All he had to do was punch that, with those little buttons and intercoat it. I'm sure he didn't do it. And the reason he told us the harder post was twisted around. And we worked with that, we got stuck. That's why they told us, otherwise they wouldn't have told us.
The frame wasn't big.
You never know what they're really
Well, frame on it, so.
Well, that's right. Here, taking our picture.
to bring with me, so you could have hung them. I would have done it. Do you remember husking all that corn and me never helping because I'm allergic to the corn?
I should have brought a different.
You're kidding, that big one?
The crew.
Huh?
The crew.
Yeah, here's the crew.
Grown out of the trees. Yeah, notice the flowers that are. I want a transforming one, like those mirrors. One of those mirrors that make it look skinny and bigger. That's all I need to see is those mirrors that get this tall.
It's my special little girl.
in Wyoming, you'd be greeted like this. Okay? Now, I want you to share with me a greeting. So if you have a greeting that's unique to your area, I need you to stand up and share that with us. When you're driving down the road on your highways, how do you greet each other? Nothing obscene. Yeah. Edward, I don't want to know how people greet you when you're driving. I'm sure that was a combination of the Wyoming one, Bob.
It's hey everyone. When you see somebody on the street, hey. So that's how they greet you.
Hey. Okay.
In Virginia, right along the edge and on the steering wheel, we just raise your fingers like that, right off the steering, on your way.
That's very important. As it's always happens at a youth reunion, we find out that hey, we get to know each other, we get a good feeling that we exist, we do feel welcome. We want to continue this on the rest of our life because that's our best virtue. That's really Christianity is. When Jesus comes to meet us, he's going to know exactly how to greet each and every one of us. What will make a difference, what will make us feel welcome. We get the impression that he's going to come and kind of pull back and be judgmental, or the only ones who will be judgmental to is those of us who thought that we weren't supposed to have fun with this life, you know, because he don't want us up in heaven, right? Things down there, you know. He wants heaven to be a fun and enjoyable place.
threw you up the long way here. I wonder how many folks do we have here? Do you have any idea, Roy, where are you? Where are you? How many folks do we have here? Around 60. That's a pretty good sized congregation. And we come from the west and from the east, not so much from the north and the south, but west and east. I wonder how many miles we accumulated by driving, flying, or whatever way.
Now, don't you disappear till I get all these in here. Randy, in a little bit. Move in. I should have my...
Let's take care of it.
Hey, what's happening? Lonnie, Karen, you're staying? Just a minute, I gotta redo this camera. Wait a sec.
Right your way.
This house is just... Hey.
Oh, John. I'm going antiquing on the way up here. If they wouldn't have shot me, I'd have done it. It's been hours going antiquing. I love antiques.
They were waiting. It's like a treasure hunt. I like the junk ones.
I've now like $15, $20.
Dog coming. Everybody wants.
Is it gang or what? Or what? Let's do it. Okay, which one? Which leg? Right leg. Right leg. 1, 2, 3.
Which one am I supposed to look at?
Hey, when you guys in the front row here.
I don't even know this clan. I'm just visiting.
Yeah, right.
Son's father, my
God, yes, you do.
They're still taking pictures here?
Guess what?
Huh?
Guess what?
What?
I bet you narrated this film.
Okay, got that one.
Would you like to narrate this one?
I don't know.
And tell me a joke or something.
I can't stand this much.
Just pull the knob out and leave it out and then push it.
Hey,
shaking on this one, Gloria.
I don't know.
Well, we could if the water was a little higher. Right in the end. Oh, hell, we don't have that much, do we?
Mom probably won't care for it. The thing is, their eyes are, they see their eyes are shut, they're still...
Yeah, I work with it. I like buying
There, good as new. There are other parts that probably need scrubbing back here.
Get that guy up on the side hill? Yeah, ball it.
Music's up there. I think it's down here. I'll get it and I'll be right up.
Hello, folks. How you doing tonight? You know, I thought I'd come here. I heard that it's having the infamous Johnson family out. And I thought I'd stop in for a while and enjoy the action. Yeah, you might have noticed it. I didn't wear my teeth, but I thought you wouldn't mind seeing how he's all family. And I kind of thinking about getting a sore on my goons here. Took them out to kind of relax a little, okay? You know, I think it's only fitting before we start this wide action tonight to tell you a story or two. And, you know, I got several uncles here. And one of them son of a guns is so tight, you know. Well, I'm not going to tell you which one because I'm not pointing no fingers or nothing. But one of them is so tight, he was standing one time, he was in the city, and he was standing at a bus stop, waiting for the bus. And this guy came up to him and he says, "Mister, would you tell me what time it is?" And he says, "Are you kidding?" He says, "I wouldn't tell you what time it is. I got a pretty good-looking daughter at home." He says, "You'd probably meet her. And before you know it, you'd probably ask her out on a date." Well, hey, that don't sound too bad. He says, "Well, you know, you just can't do it." He says, "Well, how come you can't do it?" He says, "Well, it's like this. I'm going to tell you straight from the shoulder." He says, "I don't want you getting to know my daughter, because then you'll want to marry her." He says, "Well, that sounds pretty good." He says, "Well, it's like this. I don't want no bum too poor to buy a wristwatch marrying my daughter." So that was what my uncle said. I can't tell you which one it was, but anyway, that's the way it was. Is that better? I won't eat this thing if that's better. Okay. All right. One more story before we get into our first act. I got to tell you about a couple guys that was sitting in the bar, drinking and watching the evening news. And they was watching it, and there was a guy on top of the building there on the TV, and he was getting ready to jump. He was threatening he was going to jump. And the one guy says to the other one, says, "I'll bet you $10 that guy's going to jump." And he says, "Oh, no, he ain't going to jump." He says, "Okay, put your money on the counter." So he did, and before you know it, and he said, "Okay, here's your $10. And the guy says, "I can't take it." He says, "I watched the 6 o'clock news. I knew he was going to jump." He says, "Well, I did too." He says, "But I didn't think he'd do it again." Okay, tonight the action is going to start. We have the Dick girls going to do a special number for us with the old Bing Crosby and the Andrews sisters. skies above. Don't fence me in. Let me ride through the wide open country now. Don't fence me in. Let me be by myself in the evening breeze and listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me off forever, but I ask you please, don't fence me in.
Just turn me loose, let me straddle my old saddle underneath the western sky. On my cayuse, let me wander over yonder till I see the mountains rise.
I wanna ride to the river of the western and gaze at the moon till I lose my senses, and I can't look at harbors and I can't stand fences. Don't fence me in.
Give me land, lots of land under starry skies. Don't fence me in. Let me ride through the wide country that I love. Don't fence me in. Let me be by myself in the evening breeze and listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me on forever, but I ask you please, don't fence me in. Just turn me loose, let me straddle my old saddle underneath the western skies.
On my cayuse, let me wander over yonder till I see the mountains rise.
I want to ride to the ridge where the west commences and gaze at the moon till I lose my senses, and I can't look at hobbles and I can't stand fences. Don't fence me in. No.
Oh, don't you fence me in.
And they were having kind of a rough time. They'd lost their way. They was in a life, one of those life rafts, and it'd been days and days and days in the ocean, and they were pretty well exhausted. And they saw this bottle with barnacles encrusted all over, come floating along, and they made all the effort to take a foot forth to finally get to that bottle. All three of them just going at it as best they could, you know. And they finally made it, and between, I guess it's among the three of them, they got enough strength to get the cork out. And out came this Jeannie. She was kind of a sweet little gal, and she says, well, boys, she says, you've been through it, haven't you? She says, because you guys have been through it so much, I'm going to let each of you have one wish. And so one of them was an Englishman, one of them was an Oregonian, and one of them was a Polak. And the Englishman says, you know, I wished I was in an English pub drinking beer with my buddies. And right away he was over there sipping the suds with his buddies in England. And the Oregonian said, well, you know, I wished I was fishing on a nice cold Oregon stream. And just like that, he was in Oregon, fishing on a nice stream. And the Polak boy looked around a little bit, you know, and he seen that he was all by himself in this life raft. It was kind of rough, you know. And he says, you know, I miss those guys. I wish they were back.